Hey guys, welcome back to Magic TV. My name's Craig. It is 9 o'clock. It's time for another video. And today I'm going to be doing a requested video. People have actually requested me to do a video on magic tricks, close-up magic tricks, where people get a souvenir at the end of the trick. Now, I've been doing close-up magic for a very long time, and giving people a souvenir at the end of the trick is a fantastic way to kind of get people to remember who you are and what you do. And there are some fantastic tricks that do actually give people a souvenir at the end of it, right? There are a ton of them. And what I'm doing on this video is I'm giving you 10 examples of 10 routines that you can do immediately. You can start performing these, and these 10 routines, they're all commercially available, will actually result at the end in a giveaway that you can give to the spectator and let them keep forever. Because here's the thing, we've all done an ambitious card or a card to pocket or a card in the box or something like that, where we have them sign the card and we give them the signed card and say, hey, you can keep that as a souvenir. Now, some people will keep it as a souvenir to remember the experience, but a lot of people, they won't. But if you can actually do a trick where something kind of happens and it becomes an impossible object, they are more likely to actually have that as an impossible souvenir, that they're more likely to keep hold of that. And there are some fantastic products on the market. Now, this is probably going to be the first of maybe 2 or 3 videos, because when I was researching this and I was making a list and I was thinking about different routines that would make this list, I was really struggling because there are so many different tricks out there that have wonderful souvenirs. And I think that what makes a really good souvenir is something where you give it to the spectator and they want to show it to other people. And they want to explain what's happened in this trick. Like, oh, you're not going to believe what happened with this. Have a look at this. This is what happened. This is amazing because then that's the best type of marketing you can get, right? Because you've got a bunch of people running around telling other people about the magic that you're doing. So yeah, that's what this video is all about. 10 routines where you actually end up giving a souvenir out that I think that you should be performing in your close-up gigs immediately because they're really good. They're in no particular order, so I'm going to get straight into it right now. Let's start off with number 1. Okay, so the first thing that I've got on this list in position number 1 is the Magic Button Project. Now, I bought out the Magic Button Project earlier this year with Penguin Magic. It got launched around about February, and it has been ridiculously successful. I've had so many people come up to me and say, oh, I love Magic Button, I think it's great. If you don't know what the Magic Button Project is, the whole idea is that you get a deck of cards. There are a ton of reveal cards in there. I think there's like 37 or 38 reveal cards, and then you get a bunch of gaffed cards as well. The project teaches you how to do a ton of routines with those gaffed cards, and a lot of them involve giving the spectator a souvenir at the end. The main routine involves having a spectator, it involves giving the spectator a card which has a magic button on it, having them pick a different card, getting them to sign that card. The card keeps coming to the top of the pack like an ambitious card, but it happens every time they press the button. And at the end, when they look at the Magic Button card, it's actually got their card fused onto the other side of the button card. Nobody ever sees it coming. They end up with this card where one side it's a button, the other side it's a signed card, and you give it to them as a souvenir. And I tell them, hey, anytime that you need some little magic in your life, press the button, it'll bring you luck. I've had so many people that have actually turned around to me and said, oh, I've kept that card, I've shown it to everybody. It's a great souvenir. Now, there's a few things that you need to take into consideration when you're doing a trick that involves souvenirs. And one of the things to take into consideration is the cost per souvenir, like how much you're going to have to pay out in order to be able to give everybody a souvenir. And the cost for the Magic Button is very, very cheap. You get 37 reveal cards. I think it's like a $20 trick. And then you can get refill packs as well from Penguin Magic directly. You can get 3 refill packs for think of like $50 or something like that. So there are a lot of refills available. They actually come out quite inexpensive. But this is one of my favourite routines to perform in a gigging situation. And I've told this story before, but I was doing a gig with Thomas Maloney a little while ago, and he was getting so frustrated because he was following, he was basically working the same room as me. I think Nemid was there as well on Matt. And he was working the same room as me, and everybody was turning around to him and saying, "Hey, I've got a magic button. Have you seen a magic button?" I love performing this trick. So it's, for me, the perfect example of a great trick that involves a souvenir, because they're taking that card away with them and it's magically altered. You know, it's not got a back anymore, even though their card did have a back. Now it's fused to this magic button card. So we're going to have a look at a performance of the magic button, and then we're going to move on to the next routine. Question for you, Katie. You like card tricks?
Yeah.
Would you like me to tell you how every single magic trick works?
Everyone.
Every single one?
Go on then.
All works the same thing. A lot of people think it's sleight of hand, right? The hand's quicker than the eye. It's nothing to do with that. It actually works with a magic button.
Okay.
If you've got a magic button, you can do anything. So I'm going to teach you how to do a magic trick, but first of all, this is a magic button. You can see it's a magic button because it actually says on there, magic button. Yeah. You are responsible for the button. I'm going to leave it right there in front of you.
That's a lot of pressure.
It's a lot of pressure. It's a lot. You got a big role here, which is super fun. And step one is for you to pick a card. They're all there. They're all different. But step one is for you to pick a card. Okay. Now it's not the sort of card trick where you pick a card and I find it. So just touch one. Touch any one you want to. Doesn't really matter. Totally up to you. Which one do you want?
Oh.
Right down there.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Positive?
Yeah.
It's okay if I see it. The 5 of spades.
Okay.
That's a good card. So I'll put the 5 right there, and what I want you to do, I'm going to give you a pen, move the magic button for a minute. Can you just take this pen and just write your name in big letters on the card? That would be good. Now, there's a reason, and then put a smiley face down there, then we're happy. Now, there's a reason.
Star as well?
Of course you can. Of course you can.
Just to mix it up.
So there's a reason why I get you to sign the card, and the reason is it makes the card unique.
Yeah.
In other words, even if there's a million 5 of spades in the world, this is the only one with all of that on it, unless you have a habit of signing 5 of spades, and let's be honest, that would be weird.
Yeah.
So there's 3 things that you have to do if you want to be a card magician. The first thing is you have to be able to make a card change. Yep. Second of all, you have to be able to make a card jump to the top of the deck, and the final thing is you have to make the card jump to the bottom of the deck. Okay. You can use sleight of hand, or you can use the magic button. Watch. Yeah, don't press it just yet.
I'm not going to touch it
No,
yet.
not yet. There's a lot of power in that there button.
Don't touch the button.
Okay, so your card, I want you to see it goes really near the bottom. It's kind of like 3/4 of the way down.
Yeah.
Can you just push it in for me? So the first thing I'm going to show you how is to make your card change from one to another. I'm going to take one card out and put it right there. Now we know that's not your card because yours went further down. That was nearer the top.
Way down.
If that was your card, would that be good?
I'd be blown away.
Yeah, it's not, but that would be good, right? That's it. But I need this card to show you the first thing. Now, you have to make a card change into something else. Yep. Your card's somewhere down the bottom, but I'm going to try and make this card turn into your card. All you have to do is press the magic button. Press the button, that's all you have to do. Beep. You wait 3 seconds, 1, 2, 3, there it is, you see. It turns right there into your card, Katie.
I don't know how you did that.
Well, it's simple, it's a magic button, isn't it? You're not listening? No, we'll do it again, okay? Look, this time, we're going to make the card come to the top of the pack. So look, make sure I don't cheat. This time it's going to go more into the middle of the pack. You can push it in yourself, push it in. Very good. You square it up, no moves. All you have to do is press the button. Now, where did the card go? It went to the middle, right?
Yeah.
But when you press the button, it brings that card right there up to the top.
Wow.
You look so confused.
Oh, yeah, I'm really confused.
Look, hold the card face down, yeah? And just push it into the middle of the deck yourself. Perfect. Is that fair?
Yep.
So we've made it go to, we've made it change, we've made it come to the top. This time we'll make it go to the bottom. Okay. Just press the button. Maybe a bit harder. No, maybe a bit harder. That's. No, really smack that thing, Kate. No.
I broke the button.
No, that's too hard. No, you know what happens if no. You're gonna break. You know what happens? You have. Do you know what happens when you break the button?
My card disappears.
No. Even better. Look at the other side of the button.
How did you do that? It really is magic.
It really is. She's been here for 6 months and now she believes in magic.
Oh, no.
You can have that as a souvenir and put it on your desk, and then if you want to get your work done quicker, you just press the magic button and it'll sort itself out. Okay, so the second routine that I'm going to talk about is one that, honestly, this is so good. This is so good. I do this at every wedding. If I'm booked to do a wedding, this is going to be the trick that I do to the bride and groom on the head table. I'm talking about Cube in Bottle by Henry Harrius. A trick so good that Ryland did it on the auditions of his, in his Britain's Got Talent audition act. He did Cube in Bottle to open the act to Amanda Holden. If you don't know what the Cube in Bottle is, I've talked about it an awful lot on this channel. The whole idea is that at the end of a cube routine, you take the cube and you visually push it inside a bottle, and then you give that cube out to a spectator to hold on to, and they can keep it forever. Now, Henry on his website does sell refill cube in bottles. It is way more expensive than a lot of other stuff on this list, so you wouldn't want to be giving it out like 10 times in a night. But I love this routine, and so does Ryland. Like, we order in like about 50 at a time. We factor the cost of the cube in bottle into the cost that we're actually charging the clients. But every time I do a wedding, when you have that moment where you have to perform to the bride and groom, it might be during the drinks reception, it might be during the wedding breakfast at the head table. At some point you perform to the bride and groom. My sales pitch is I'm going to do something special for them, something that they're going to keep forever. I do a cube routine, and then I finish by taking the cube, taking the bottle, putting it into the bag, and away you go. I take the cube, I take the bottle, I put it into the bag, and boom, I push the cube into the bottle, and as soon as I have, I give it to them, and they do keep it. The amount of times I've been tagged in photos on Instagram of the bride and groom holding this cube in bottle. And I actually referenced Dynamo, because over here in the UK, for a very long time, everybody was raving about Dynamo pushing a phone in a bottle. And I always say to people, hey, have you ever seen Dynamo push the phone in the bottle? Well, it's kind of a dumb trick, because the problem is you want your phone. You need to make a phone call. So the only way to do that is to smash the bottle. So you've got no evidence of this magical moment happening. So I'm going to try and do something for you. I'm going to try and push something into a bottle and let you keep that as a souvenir so you can show everybody forever and ever and ever. And then I go into the cube and bottle routine. It's amazing. It's the sort of thing, cube and bottle is so strong. It's the sort of thing that you'd see on a TV special. But it is the sort of thing that you would keep, you would put on mantelpiece, you'd put somewhere safe, and you would show to everybody. And like I said at the beginning of this video, that's a very important consideration when you're thinking about giving souvenirs out to a spectator. So, cube and bottle, absolutely brilliant. I love it. One of my favorite routines to perform. Let's have a look at a video of the cube and bottle, and then we're going to move on to number 3 on the list. Yeah. What thing do me and Ryland love to play with all the time around the house?
Rubik's Cube.
Rubik's Cubes. And you're learning to solve a Rubik's Cube, aren't you, Thea?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're struggling at the moment, but you're going to get there, aren't you? Now, as well as that, I've also got something else in here, Thea. Yeah. I have a little glass bottle. And the bottle has a little stopper. Can you see that?
Yeah.
Now, would you like to see a good trick, or would you like to see a miracle?
Miracle.
Miracle it is, dear. I'm going to put the bottle in the bag, just there, okay? Yeah. And I'm going to take the Rubik's Cube, put that in the bag. Say bye, Rubik's Cube. Bye. So there you go, and I'm going to put that right next to the bottle. Okay. Yeah. Now, and the reason I'm going to put the cube and the bottle in the bag is because there's a 50-50 chance that this might go wrong. And if it does go wrong, I'm going to smash the bottle and glass is going to get everywhere, and that's going to be very dangerous. So if I put it in the bag, hopefully, if I do get it wrong and glass goes everywhere, it's all contained. But if I can get this right, this is going to be the most amazing thing you've seen. Now, Thea, you're going to help me with the magic. What I want you to do is hold that like that. Yeah. One there, and hold it really tightly. And then look at the camera and smile. You're on Facebook and YouTube and everywhere else. Very good. Now, turn to me. Hold it really tightly, because the magic's going to happen. Do you see the cube and you see the bottle? It happens on 3. Watch this. 1, 2, 3. Hang on a minute. Do you hear that?
Yeah.
You're not going to believe this here. You're seriously not going to believe it. We've actually managed to push the cube inside the bottle. Check it out. Look at that. Inside the bottle. Actually inside the bottle. Try and take it out. You can't take it out. It's impossible. It's stuck inside there. And you know what I'm going to do, Thea? Because I love you very much, I'm going to put the stopper on here, and I'm going to give you this. You can put it up in your bedroom on your bookshelf, and every time you look at it, you can remember how awesome your dad is. Okay, so number 3 on the list, I'm going to talk about Anniversary Waltz. Now, there's a million different versions of Anniversary Waltz. Recently, I've just reviewed a couple of new ones that are very good. Nicholas Mavresis and Alexander Magic brought out a great version of Anniversary Waltz. Penguin and Nicholas Lawrence have just brought out a great version of Anniversary Waltz. The original Anniversary Waltz, where you've got the double-faced card that they get to keep as a souvenir. That's a great version of Anniversary Waltz. All of them, they work really, really well. My personal favorite is Easy Waltzer, which is a routine that I first performed on Locked in a Room Without Cards many years ago. About 12 or 13 years ago, I first performed this routine and taught it on Locked in a Room Without Coins. It's now on the Netrix, so if you want to learn this, it's on the Netrix and you can actually learn it, and I go through everything. And for me, this is the perfect routine to do for a bride and groom. A lot of the time when I'm doing a wedding, this is the routine I'll do, this and cube and bottle. So I'll start with something visual like a coin routine, then I'll go into this, and then I'll finish off with a cube routine, finishing off with cube and bottle. And the reason I love this so much is because it's a regular deck of cards. You don't have to have any gaffs with you at any point. You can go into it anytime, anywhere. And the presentation, it's more than just you pick a card, they're fused together. Oh, that's amazing. The presentation all revolves around a love test and seeing how in love with each other they are. And I consider to be one of the best wedding magicians in the UK is a guy called Owen Strickland, and he has openly told me many times that one of his favourite tricks to perform at a wedding is Easy Waltzer. You don't have to worry about bringing gaffs with you. You don't have to worry about bringing gaffed cards with you. You can do this anytime, anywhere. And honestly, I think that when you take those two cards and you fuse them together, that's an example of creating a souvenir that they're going to keep. They will keep that card above and beyond a normal signed card routine. They really will. So if you've not seen Easy Waltzer, I'm going to show you a video of it being performed now, and then after that we'll go to number 4 on the list. So we're going to do a love test. Reagan, between you and Luke, aka Adam, just to see how much in love you are with each other. Okay. So what's going to happen right here is you're going to pick a card, and then Luke / Adam has to find it.
Okay.
If he finds it, it means he's massively in love with you. If he doesn't find it, it means he sucks. So it's kind of where we are. So I want you to pick a card. Do not show me. Okay. Do not show him. Keep it to yourself. You're going to write your name on it. Okay. So pick one that's got a bit of white space. Okay. Good stuff. And I'm going to give you the pen. And you're going to write your name on the face of the card. I will turn around. When you have done that, turn it face down so I cannot see what you've written. Because if you keep it face up, it's not a very good trick, to be honest.
Okay.
Are we done?
Yeah.
Cool. And you're going to put the card back, so just say stop.
Stop.
Fair?
Yeah.
Cool. So now I have to find, well, I don't find your card. Luke, Adam is going to find your card. This is getting very confusing. I wish I'd thought this out beforehand, to be perfectly honest. Anyway, you're going to find a card. Okay? So I'm going to spread the cards out. You're going to touch one. You can't touch one because your hands are full, but you're going to, I'll go through and you just say stop.
I've got a hand.
Okay, you got a hand. So you're going to touch one, and you're going for a Reagan card. If one card has a Reagan vibe, that might be the one you want to go for. Just use your Lukey intuition. Okay?
Adam intuition.
And Adamy intuition, yeah. Which one would you like? Which one would you like, Adam? That one there. Are you sure?
Yeah.
You positive?
Yeah.
I don't know how he did. Let's have a look. Reagan, was your card the 8 of Hearts? It was. Adam strike Luke loves you. Right, but we have to do it in reverse.
Yeah.
So we're gonna get rid of that one. We don't need it anymore. We're gonna get Luke, Adam, to sign a card, and you have to find it, okay?
Okay.
We're going to make it harder on you because everybody knows that women are better at anything than men. So we're going to make it harder on you by having him sign it on the back without looking at it. So now he's got to find a card that he doesn't even know what it is. So Luke stroke Adam, just say stop anytime you want to.
Stop.
Right there, that card right there, yeah?
Yeah.
Can you sign it, or do you want me to write your name on it for you? Honestly, the production
Hold the
quality
card down.
the production quality on this YouTube channel is
Um,
amazing, isn't it? Adam, you were going for Luke for a minute there, weren't you, mate? You really?
Well done, Luke.
That's good. That's good. That's good. Obviously, nobody knows what that card is. I will cut it into the pack so that you don't know where it is. We'll give it a few cuts. And we'll give it one shuffle as well. You don't know where that card is, right?
Not a clue.
So, I'm going to spread the cards face up. If you get the card, it means that you guys are in love and it's going to be all wonderful and all rosy. If not, dump his ass now. Okay, so, touch one. If one has a Lukey Adamy vibe, you go for that one. Pick a card maybe that reminds you of Adam. So don't pick a Joker, that would be weird. Actually, that wouldn't be weird. Picking a queen would be weird if you were thinking of Adam. So, but you can pick a queen if you want to. If Adam reminds you of a drag queen, then go for it. But it's up to you. Which one would you like? You're looking for a manly card, aren't you? You're looking for the King of Clubs?
Yeah.
A nice manly card. Okay, you can go for the Nine of Spades if you want to.
No,
That's a good... I wouldn't have done because it's not the card. But I mean, are you sure you want the King of Clubs?
Yeah.
And you had a free choice?
Yeah.
Honestly, you're amazing. You're amazing, you're amazing. But this card with Adam's name on it, this represents him. And the card you picked represents you.
Yeah.
And the two cards want to be together. Obviously, they want to be doing the same thing. So if I do this, because Adam's card is face up, what happens is your card turns face up in the middle as well, because we want to be doing the same things. But we're going to try and do something here, Reagan. This card represents you. This card here represents Adam. I'm going to put Adam on top. Hey, watch Adam. Watch Reagan. It's going to happen on 3. Watch. You can rub that if you want to. It doesn't come off. Watch the Adam card. Watch the Reagan card. Here we go. Once, twice, 3 times, and I can pull the signature off Adam's card. And now your 2 cards are fused together into one card, piece for piece, fibre for fibre, and that is a souvenir. So in 4th position, we have Liquid Metal by Morgan Striebler. Now, what is liquid metal? Well, liquid metal is, for me, the best metal bending routine that I have ever seen. I remember the first time I saw this, I fell in love with it, and I knew I would be performing it for a very, very, very long time. So what is liquid metal? Well, liquid metal basically is you bring out a fork, and there's a few different ways of doing it. Morgan Striebler's original handling had 2 forks, and one of them snapped in half. I tend not to do that. I bring 1 fork out, and I go into the routine. First of all, the fork bends, then the tines bend, then you get a twist in the fork, then the whole thing bends. You end up with this crazy fork that you give as a souvenir to the spectator, and they will keep it. It looks insane. I love this trick so much, I've actually got a bent fork, liquid metal style, tattooed on my arm up there. I love this trick so much. Now, a big shout out to David Penn, because he was the first person that actually showed me how you can actually do liquid metal with a signed fork. So you can actually have somebody sign the bowl of the fork, you know, where the prong starts, and sign the base of the stem of the fork on the other side, and you can use that signature of that signature on the fork to really solidify this in the eyes of the spectator. And this is very, very different to a lot of other souvenir effects. A lot of souvenir effects are, look, this is going to happen, and this is going to happen, and this is going to happen, and this is going to happen. And it's all well and good, and that's fine, you know, having a signed card. Like I said at the beginning of this video, there's a million different ways of having a card signed that you're then going to give as a souvenir. But this really is something special. When you take a fork and you bend it right in front of their eyes, in their hands, and then give it away as a souvenir, this is something that people do keep. This isn't, you know, like when you do an event and at the end, there's a couple of people that have left signed cards on the table as you walk out, and you can see they've left a couple of cards. Nobody ever leaves these forks. They keep it forever. Now, you do have to factor into consideration that forks aren't cheap. I use the forks from World Magic Shop, from David Penn and World Magic Shop, and it works out an average about 50p a fork. But for me, it's absolutely worth it. If I do that 10 times in the night and I've got £5 in forks, it's worth it. And the forks take up no space in your pocket. You know, for anybody who worries about pocket management, 10 forks in your top pocket and a Sharpie, and you are good to go. So, Liquid Metal by Morgan Striebler is the next routine that I want to say is fantastic when it comes to creating a giveaway that you're going to give to your spectators. Let's have a look at a performance of it, and then we'll move on to the next routine.
Yeah, with Thea, my daughter. How you doing, Thea? Thea is, how old are you now? 17? 18?
5.
Oh, 5. Sorry, my mistake. I have a fork, Thea. Do me a favour. Just reach over here so the camera, it's in view of the camera. Just check the fork out. It's a real fork, is that right?
Yep.
There we go. And what I want you to do, Thea, see, we know that this is your fork and I can't switch it or do anything weird with it. What I want you to do is take this pen and just put a T for Thea there. Can you do that for me? Just there. Pretend that's a piece of paper. No, that's the end. That's the bit that you write with.
A T and a P.
Why not? Go for the whole thing. Thea Petty. T-P. Because that's your name, isn't it? It stands for toilet paper.
Yep.
Toilet paper, right, Thea? And Thea, just so you know I'm not cheating, do the same there. Put your initials there as well. TP. T, there you go. P. Very good. Well, you did the P back to front, but I'll let you off. Nobody will know. It's not like it's going on YouTube or anything, is it?
Yeah.
We're good. Right, okay, here we go. Thea, the reason I get you to sign that fork is because that makes the fork unique.
Okay.
So in other words, even if there are a million forks in the world the same, and let's face it, there probably are, this is the only one with your initials, so whether I hold it this way or this way, you'll be able to tell it's your fork the entire time. Now, those guys watching at home, you've probably heard of somebody called Uri Geller. If you haven't, he is from Israel, and he became famous for bending forks to the power of his mind. He can bend knives, forks, spoons, cutlery. He's basically a professional bender. That's what he does for a living. Now, I'm not, he does this. He goes, bend, bend, and it bends, right? I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go more visual. I'm going to take the fork and go up and down. And Thea, I'd like you to say bend for me. Have a practice. Say bend.
Bend, bend.
Just once in a nice loud voice.
Bend.
Yeah, but try to make it more magical. Pretend you're Harry Potter or Hermione. Go bend.
Bend.
That was very magical. Right, so you're going to go up and down. Say bend.
Bend.
And again.
Bend.
One more time. Look at the prong of the fork, Thea. Check this out. 3, 2, 1. That's her freaked out face. Isn't that weird? It gets weirder. Watch this, Thea. If I do this, ever decreasing circles. Watch this. Bends again in the middle. Isn't that weird? And Thea, reach over here. It really is bent, isn't it? Touch it. Boom! I'm sorry, I can't help myself. I'm allowed to do that because she's my daughter. Right, let's see if we can go one time. I'm going to unbend it, Thea. Come over here. I need your help. Give me a hand. Very good. Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to take that fork, put it in your hand. Squeeze it tightly, like you're about to punch your brother. Very good. Now, we don't punch our brothers, do we? Maybe your brother is a bit naughty. Now watch, I'm going to take this fork and I'm going to twist it like this. Now be honest, can you feel it twisting in your hand?
Yeah.
Can you feel it twisting, Thea?
Yeah.
Can you feel it twisting?
Yeah.
This is going to be amazing because check this out, watch. If I snap my fingers, your initials are on the same side of the fork. You put the one initial on that side, the other initial on that side. Now they're on the same side. And the reason is, in your hand, the fork twisted like a corkscrew. Look at that, Thea. Like a corkscrew in a roller coaster. There's a twist right there. Tell me that's weird.
That's weird.
How weird is that, Thea? On a rating
Very,
of what?
very, so weird.
We're talking mega weird, aren't we? Like, we're talking super mega weird. Thea, sit back for a minute. Watch this. I'm going to go up and down. And anytime you want to, Thea, anytime at all, just say stop. Bearing in mind, this is hurting my hand.
Stop.
Look at that. That's not bending a fork, Thea. That is destroying a fork in so many different places. One last time. Say stop, Thea.
Stop.
And it's bent again. It's now bent in 7 different places. It's got your initials right there and right there. And Thea, I want to say thank you very much for helping me. So I'd like to give you this fork as a souvenir.
Okay, so the next routine that I'm going to be looking at here is Inverto by Liam Lebanon. Now, this came out recently, and honestly, I think this is one of the best, craziest giveaways I've seen in a long time. So what is Inverto? Well, Inverto is this super weird routine where you have somebody pick a card, you write your name on it, they take their phone out, and you're basically, it's a great way to get reaction videos for your social media because you video them holding on to this card and they're holding onto the card and they're looking at themselves through the screen, and then what happens is you press invert on the actual Instagram thing. So you press invert, they look at the inversion, and then it becomes real. So the card becomes inverted on the screen and then becomes inverted in real life. Not only the card, but their name on the card becomes inverted as well. The first time I saw this, and I know I've spoken to a lot of people about this, Lloyd raved about this the first time he saw it, my friend Lloyd Barnes. I raved about it the first time I've seen it. There was a lot of big names that raved about this. And Liam Levenon has come out of nowhere in the last few months, mainly because his first physical product that he's released to the Magic community is so strong. This is a really strong piece. And the nice thing is you can get decks of cards when you can get refill packs, obviously, but when you buy it, you get enough cards in there to do it like 26 something times, quite a lot of times. And you just have a couple of cards in your top pocket, you're good to go. You just grab those cards, put them on the face of the deck, and you're ready to go. It really is. I don't even think of it as a card trick. It almost feels like the sort of thing that you'd see in a sci-fi movie, almost like you've traveled to an alternative dimension or something like that. It really is kind of trippy, but it's easy to do, and it's very well thought out from a routining point of view. I said in the review when we reviewed it, and I mean it, it's one of the tricks of the year in my opinion. I think it very could possibly, if not be the trick of the year, definitely hit the top 10 spot. So if you haven't seen it, let's have a look at a performance of Inverto, and then we'll move on to the next souvenir based trick on the list.
Right. I'm going to distort reality for you right now, Jack. Actually distort reality. And it starts, like all good tricks should, with a deck of cards. All right. And you're going to pick a card, but it's not a pick a card trick. It's not like you pick a card and I try and find it. It's not like I'm going to make it come to the top of the deck. This is unlike anything you've seen before. And I know you've seen a lot of Magic. This is unlike anything you've seen before, but we do need a target card. So as I cut packets of cards on the table, just say stop. Stop. There. Do you want me to put this here or leave it here?
Put that there.
Right there. So that's the card you want, yes?
Yep.
Okay, cool. It doesn't matter what it is. I'm allowed to see. It's not the sort of trick where you pick a card and I find it, like I say. So the two. Are you happy with the two?
I like the two.
Cool. I'm going to write your name on here, Jack. J. A. C. K.
Hooray.
There we go. And what I want you to do is on the back, I want you to sign the card like you'd sign a check. There you go, just write your name.
Never signed a check in
You've never signed a check in your life.
Well, I've got to put my surname as
Yeah,
well.
go for it. Just, have you ever signed anything?
Not a check.
That's an interesting signature. That's fine. That's cool. That's cool, man. Brilliant. So, I said this is going to be about technology, and it is.
Right.
I'm going to open up my camera. And what I want you to do, I don't know how Michael's actually going to film this. This is going to be very interesting, but we'll figure it out. What I want you to do, Michael, is in a second I'm going to have you hold on to this like this. Yeah, we're going to have you hold on to this, okay? So can you hold on to this here in this hand? Yeah. And what I want you to do is I want you to take your card and hold that there, so it's there. But that's upside down, isn't it? There we go. Can you see it?
Yeah.
Okay. And let's get your face in there as well, and we're going to hit record. Now, this is going to freak you out. You actually see, you can see everything here. That's important.
Yeah, I can see.
So you can see your signature on the back of the card, or signature, and you can also see your name on the front, right?
Yep.
Now, a lot of phones these days have that that filter that allows you to invert an image.
Right.
Do you know what happens when you invert an image? Everything goes mirrored.
Yeah.
So it's like looking at it in the background. So if you tap on the screen, if you look, you'll mirror the image. Do you see that?
Yeah.
It's still the same card. It's still you, but the mirrored image is mirrored.
Yeah.
Yeah. The thing is, I said I was going to give you a souvenir that would prove that I've distorted reality. What if I told you I could keep that image inverted forever?
and that you physically in the real world would be inverted.
That's creepy.
Watch. Done. Because you see, if I tapped again, it'd go back to normal, but I'm going to actually keep you inverted forever. And the way that you can tell that I'm going to keep you inverted forever is to now have a look at the card. Turn it round. Turn the card round, Jack.
What?
Yeah. Now, you, for the rest of your life, are going to be walking around completely inverted.
Does that mean I'm right-handed now?
Yeah, let's go with that, shall we?
What the fuck? How's that a thing? That's weird.
Isn't that crazy?
I like it.
Okay, so in sixth position, I'm going to go with Look Sharp 2.0 by Wayne Goodman. Now, Wayne is a very prolific magician. He has created way more magic than anybody that I know. Like he's at Jay Sankey levels. I was at the Blackpool Magic Convention with him, and his dealer stand was next to ours. And he just had so many tricks. I'm like, I didn't know about this and this and this and this and this. And he works a lot. So he's fantastic on stage. He's fantastic close-up. He's just a great all-round magician, but an incredible thinker of magic as well. And I'd say out of everything he's created, probably the thing he's most well known for is a trick that came out many, many years ago called Look Sharp. Now, Look Sharp, if you don't know what Look Sharp is, Look Sharp is a routine where somebody picks a card and they sign the card, and the card keeps coming to the top of the pack. They tap the pen. No, they don't sign the card, sorry. I'm going mad. They pick the card, you give them a pen, and they use the pen to tap as like a magic wand to have the card do something like reversing the deck or come up to the top or whatever. And the kicker is that they look at the pen that they've been holding the whole time, and now the pen has changed into a rolled up playing card. And when they unroll it, it's actually their signed card. Now, I underestimated Look Sharp when it first came out. And I looked at it and I was like, it's not a signed card, so it's not that good. And the thing that changed that for me is when I went to a close-up job with Stephen Manford, who's a good friend of mine. And Steve was taking the piss out of me doing cube magic. And he said, we'll have a competition. We'll go over to that table. You do your cube trick. I'll do a trick and we'll see which one they prefer. And I went out and I did this cube routine, which absolutely is one of my favorite routines to perform. And it got a fantastic reaction. And then he came out and he did Look Sharp. And the moment where that pen changed in their hand into the card, the entire table just screamed. They completely lost their shit. And we had the table vote afterwards, and they all voted for Steve, and rightfully so, because he although my routine was good, he just had them eating out the palm of his hand. And I realized then that this Look Sharp is actually really good, and I bought it and I started using it. Since then, Wayne and Alakazam have brought out Look Sharp 2.0, which includes alternative handlings to do an anniversary waltz style thing as well, and handlings to make it signed and so on and so forth. But the original Look Sharp and the original way of doing it is timeless. It really is. And I think that Wayne has made a rod for his own back. And what I mean by that is I don't think he's ever going to be able to touch how good this trick is. I don't think whatever he creates is going to have the impact that this trick had, because it is very, very strong. And more importantly, really easy to do. It allows you to focus on presentation. And they get this really cool souvenir where they've got this card, which on one side is printed to look like a pen, and on the other side, it's their card. And the fact that it's not signed doesn't make any difference at all. Trust me. Let's have a look at a performance of Look Sharp, and then we'll move on to the next item on the list. So I'm going to show you the difference between magic, mentalism, and something that's completely impossible. Okay, so I'm going to show you the difference between the three. And we're going to use a deck of cards for this. And you're going to need a Sharpie marker. So can you hold on to that for me for a minute? Thank you very much, bud. Here's what we're going to do. First of all, I'll show you magic. Would that be okay?
Yeah.
Show you magic first of all. So you can pick a card, my little friend, any card you want to. So as I cut through the cards, just say stop.
Stop.
Right there. That's the card. Can you look at it?
Yeah.
I'll show it to the camera. Sarah, can you see it right there?
Yeah.
Cool. And we're going to put the card back in the deck. So just say stop.
Stop.
Okay, so we're going to put the card right back there. Is that fair? Can you see it? Yeah, okay. In fact, you know what I'll do? Just to make sure it really is lost in the deck, I'm going to bury it further down. Is that fair?
Yeah.
Cool. So somewhere in here is the card. So first of all, I'll show you how a magician would find a playing card, because magicians tend to do things a little bit differently to everyone else. What a magician would do is they'd take a different card. The Queen of Clubs, that's not your card, is it? Okay.
No.
All I want you to do is just tap the card and say change.
Change.
And that's how a magician would find a card, because what's happened is that card has changed into the Ace of Diamonds. Was that your card?
Yeah.
Brilliant. Now, a mentalist would do something completely different. What a mentalist would do is that's all about, that's all about reading minds and making predictions. So I'm going to make a prediction. I've got nothing to write on, so I'm going to write on your Ace of Diamonds, if that's okay. And Sarah, earlier on, I asked you to think of a celebrity. Do you remember?
Yeah.
I'm going to make a prediction. Now, you, don't look. I'm making a prediction of a celebrity. Now, you haven't told anyone that celebrity you're thinking of, have you?
No.
And you had a completely free choice. What I did earlier on with Sarah, I've put it there now, I've made my prediction. What I did earlier on with Sarah is I had her name a number from 1 to 100. I showed her a list of 100 random celebrities, and you looked at the celebrity on that list, and then you shut my phone. Is that fair to say?
Yeah.
Now, I've made a prediction. You haven't told anyone that. You haven't said anything to anybody, but this has been here the whole, it's been locked in your mind the whole time. I have now committed myself. What was the name of your celebrity?
Tom Cruise.
And I have right there Tom Cruise on Ryland's Ace of Diamonds, which I think is pretty sick.
Very old crush.
There you go.
Wait, is that my new card?
Well, hang on a second. Yeah, but here's the thing. I'm going to show you one more thing. I said I was going to show you magic. I was going to show you mentalism. I was going to show you something impossible. Do you remember? So that's what we're going to do now. I'm going to show you something that is completely impossible. And with two kings. We're going to take the kings, put them to one side, and I promise you that what you're going to see is absolutely impossible. Now, you picked a card. You could have picked any card. You picked the Ace of Diamonds. Is that fair? Yes? I'm going to take that Ace of Diamonds, and I'm going to pop it right there in between. Let me do it this way. I'm going to pop it in between the other two kings like that, right? Now, what I want you to do is just hold on to the king, okay? Just the card, sorry, the selected card, the Ace of Diamonds. Are you ready? Yeah. I'll hold the kings. You're going to hold the Ace of Diamonds and hold on to it really tightly. I'm going to try and do this. 1, 2, 3. Your card completely disappears. Now, that's half impossible. That's not completely impossible, because I'm going to make your card come back face up in the face down deck. We're going to give you your magic wand again. Take the magic wand and just tap the top of the deck. There you go. And now, oh no, hang on a second. Let's try that again. Tap the top of the deck. Okay, and now you've got to tap and make the most magical noise you know.
Can I say it?
Yeah, go for it.
The word?
Yeah.
Abracadabra.
Abracadabra.
Or hocus pocus.
Oh, you know what the problem was? That was too powerful a magic word. You know why?
Why?
Because you've done something completely impossible.
What?
Like, you haven't just done something a little impossible. You've done something completely impossible. That card that you picked, it hasn't come back face up in the middle of the deck. It's come back in the most impossible place you could imagine.
Where?
In the pen. And when I say in the pen, have a look at the pen that you've been holding the whole time. Because now, if we take it out, the pen has turned into a playing card. And you're not going to believe that, but there it is. There's your Ace of Diamonds. Still got Tom Cruise on it. There you go. Let's show the camera. And you can keep that as a souvenir. Okay, so 7th on the list. And as I say, these are in no particular order. But 7th on the list is the trick that I actually put down as the 2023 Trick of the Year, which is Minibook Pro by Trick Trick Boom, Roddy McGee and Noel Quilter. This is another example of a perfect souvenir trick. And the routining behind this is just genius. So you've got the moment where you pull if you don't know what this is, basically you borrow the spectator's phone and you bring up an advert for the new Apple device, a Minibook Pro, and you show it on the screen and you reach in and you pull it out, and it's like a little mini laptop, and you're giving this to the spectator to, like press buttons on, and it's going to help you find somebody's card. So somebody picks a card, they sign it, they lose it into the pack, and at the end you fail to find this card a few times, And they've been holding this mini book the entire time, this mini book thing they've been holding the entire time. And then they open it up, and when they open it up, it's now their signed card. The mini book has turned into their signed card. In that regard, it's a little bit like Magic Button, in that something that's been there the entire time actually ends up being the signed card. It's a different moment to Magic Button, because with this, it's kind of, the whole thing has changed. It's changed from this metal laptop to this piece of card that looks just like a metal laptop, and nobody ever notices the change. I've performed this in the real world enough times to know that you give them this laptop, they're holding on to it. Even when you tell them to look at the laptop, they don't realize that the thing's changed. And when they open it up and they realize it's their signed card, it's an absolute miracle. It really is an absolute miracle. And it's a reason why it was the Magic TV 2023 Trick of the Year. I know a lot of working pros use Minibook Pro all of the time. It's incredible. And it makes a great souvenir. And what Roddy and Noel have successfully been able to do is make the cost of the refill packs very, very inexpensive, which means that you can buy refills and not worry about it breaking the bank, which I think is good. So we'll have a look at a performance of that, and then we're going to look at something else that's very similar to Minibook Pro. In fact, speaking to Noel, this was the inspiration behind Minibook Pro. It's as good, but a completely different thing. We'll have a look at that one next. Now, I know you've got an Android that you use in your day-to-day life, but we don't hold that against you. You do, however, have a work iPhone. So can I borrow the work phone? Would that be okay? You can do this with an Android. I just don't want to catch something. So, you know, I'd rather...
just make way too much.
Here's what we're going to do. We're going to go to... Apple have set up this website for this new piece of tech that they've just announced. It's called Minibook. And it's like another one of their MacBook range. You've got the MacBook Air, you've got the MacBook Pro, now you've got the Minibook Pro.
Minibook Pro.
Minibook Pro. Go on to Safari, go to minibook.pro, and you'll see it. Now, this is the most exciting piece of tech to come out of Apple since probably the Apple Watch.
Is that it?
Yeah, that's it. And the reason is they've really taken the MacBook Air and shrunk it down.
Okay.
Still the same processing power. Like, it's incredible what they've managed to achieve. This is it. Have a look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Like, look at it. Look at the curves. It's sleek. Like I say, the processing power is great. There's one problem with it, which is it's
The fuck?
a little bit smaller than your normal iPhone. Your normal. What's the matter? You look confused.
Of course I'm confused. What the fuck is that?
No, have a look at it. That's the new piece of tech.
Is it?
That costs a fortune, man. The exciting thing is it comes preloaded with a bunch of tricks for magicians. Would you like to see one?
Sure.
I thought you would. Well, I've got a pack of cards here, as you can see. 52 cards, 52 possibilities. Exactly. All there, all different. And you're going to grab one of these, okay? You can have any one you want to. So I'll riffle down the deck. Just say stop.
Stop.
Right there, you sure?
Yep.
That's the card. Can you see it?
Yep.
Cool. What I want you to do is just write your name on it for me, if you could, please. And that would be amazing. Excellent. That's the card. It's very important you remember that card. Of course, later on when I dramatically say, this is your card, if you go, I don't know, it does generally lose its impact a little bit. So really make sure that you remember that card.
Yeah, okay.
Now, what I can do is I can leave that card in the pack so that it's completely gone. However, I can find it, not your card, I can find it very, very easily using the power of that Minibook Pro.
Oh, I doubt that.
No, seriously, I'm not kidding. Right, all you have to do, I want you to type the name of the card into there. So the card that you picked, whatever it is, the card you signed, it's a little bit tricky sometimes. You need to get used to the keypad. But can you type the name of the card in there? Value and suit would be very important. And then put in a random 5-digit number.
I'm going to need a fucking toothpick for this.
No, it's really important that you do that. It's very, very important.
This is ridiculous.
It's not ridiculous.
Okay.
Have you done that?
Yeah.
Let me have a look. It's processing. Oh, it's done. That's good. It says that if you shuffle for 3 seconds and then deal to the 12th card, that will be the card that you picked. Seriously, pick it up, give them a shuffle for 3 seconds. Very important you only do it for 3 seconds. So go 1, 2, 3. Right, now turn them face down. And what position did I say?
12.
12. Deal 11 cards face down onto the table. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That will be your card. Yeah.
I've done it.
Yeah, have a look.
It's not my card.
Hang on, shuffle those. Sorry, hang on. Maybe it. That's it. Deal to 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That'll be your card.
No.
This never doesn't work. Shuffle those. Maybe 11, it's 1 add 1, which is 2. Shuffle them, but you weren't shuffling for 3 seconds. That was 2 seconds. Shuffle again. That's 3. Right, now deal 2. 1, 2. Is that your card?
No.
What about the next one?
No.
I must have done something wrong. What was the name of your card?
As clubs.
Do me a favour, can you type it into the MacBook Pro again? Ace of, can you type Ace of Clubs in again for me? Would that be okay? I can't. What's the matter? What's happened?
What?
Well, hang on, what's happened to the MacBook Pro?
You tell me.
Oh my gosh, hang on, this is weird. Well, it's turned into a playing card.
Oh, what the fuck?
Not just any card, but a signed card. Was that your card?
It was.
See? It always knows. Most advanced technology in the world, and I tell you what, you can have that as a souvenir. So in 8th position, we have Lit by Dan House. And like I said, Lit is, having spoken to Noel, it's the inspiration behind Minibook Pro. So what is Lit? Well, Lit is basically, you bring out a box, not a box, you bring out a book of matches. And you do a trick with one of the matches. Like maybe you take it, you strike it, it vanishes, and it reappears in the matchbook, you know, that's that sort of thing. So you do this, and then eventually what happens is they're holding onto the matchbook, they've picked a card, they sign the card, that happened earlier on, and then when they look at the matchbook, now they open it up, and that actually is their the matchbook. They open it up, there's no matches on the inside now, it's actually their signed card. And there's ways of doing this with a signed card and without a signed card, and I've been doing this for years. This has been I think this was originally marketed through Theory 11, and it's a very, very old trick now, but so many people I know use it. Now there's less matchbooks around these days. You don't see matchbooks. Back in the day when this was first released, matchbooks were a big thing. Like you could buy them for your corporate company, and they'd be given away at trade shows and so on and so forth. But with people not smoking as much and more people vaping and, you know, the more health conscious kind of view on the world, there's less matchbooks out there. But that's not to say that this doesn't work, because it does. There's some great routines that you can actually do with a matchbook. There's some fantastic routines you can do with a matchbook, and bringing out, everyone knows what a matchbook is, so you bring this out and you do a trick with the matches, it justifies it completely, and then you can go into this as a finale. Now, if you've ever watched Britain's Got Talent, oh my gosh, why can I not remember his name? Ben, is it Ben? Incredible magician. Absolutely incredible magician, one of the best. I want to say Ben Earl, but it's not Ben Earl. I'm not thinking of Ben Earl. You guys know who I'm talking about. Famous for so many things. Does the diminishing cards, the egg on the fan, the piece of paper onto the fan that turns into an egg, all of those different wonderful routines. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. His name is completely, I'm a big fan. Incredible book written on magic. Anyway, he went, please put the name down below, Michael, and make sure that the caption says that Craig's an idiot for getting his name. He did basically Lit on his Britain's Got Talent, I think, semi-final piece. And that moment, and you can go back and you can look at the performance of it on YouTube. You go and look at that moment where he's doing it to the judges at the judges' desk, and the entire the matchbook that they're holding turns into the card. It's such a strong moment. It's one of the strongest moments in Got Talent. I mean, that just shows you how good this trick is. And I think a lot of people have forgotten how good lit is, but it is absolutely amazing. So let's have a look at performance of it, and then we're going to move on to item number 9.
Okay, so how many matches? You can count them. You can come close if you want to, Jack. How many matches are there?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 18?
18 matches?
18,
Is that about 18? Yeah, I don't know myself.
I
Is it? So 18 matches. I'm going to take one of them off, okay?
Yeah.
And here's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to close up the matchbook like this, okay?
Yeah.
And we're just going to light this match.
Okay.
Just like this. Hold on to the matchbook for me for a minute, between your thumb and your forefinger. Watch this. Because you said you wanted to see a miracle, didn't you?
Yeah.
So I'm going to do that with this match. Watch this. If I just take this burnt match and squeeze and snap, what happens is it vanishes. Now, how many matches did you say were there?
18.
I know you're not going to believe this, but I've put the match back in there. Seriously, open it up. Have a look. Because first of all, there's a burnt match in there now. But not only is there a burnt match in there, count them, because there should be 18.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 18, yeah.
How good's that? Well, that's pretty cool, right?
Have you done that?
Oh, it's magic. But I'm going to go one step. Would you like me to go one step further?
Well, yeah.
Hold on to the matchbook again, except put your other hand on top this time so I can't get to it. I'm going to use a deck of cards.
Okay.
Okay, we're going to go one step further. Just give these cards a really quick shuffle. And you're going to pick one of these cards, all right?
Okay.
So I'm just going to riffle through the deck. Just say stop.
Stop.
Right now?
Yeah.
I'm going to give you a look at the card so that nobody else sees it but you.
Yeah, sweet.
Have you got it?
Yep.
I'm going to leave it down in the middle. I'm going to give the cards one more shuffle. Lost. No one knows that card but you.
Yep.
I made the match go back into the matchbox. The matchbook. What about if I told you I could make your card go back into the matchbook?
Come on.
Yeah, seriously. Would that be good?
Well, yeah. But you can't do that.
You know what? I'm going to go one step further. I'm going to go one step further. I'm going to do this. I'm going to show you something you've never seen before and you'll never see again. You've been holding that matchbook the entire time, right?
Yeah.
Lift your hand. Because now, what was the name of your card?
The Ace of Clubs.
Because now, all the matches have disappeared. And the reason all the matches have disappeared is because this matchbook has turned into
What the fuck?
your card, the Ace of Clubs.
So item number 9, we have Imagine by G. Imagine by G. So what is Imagine? Well, Imagine was a trick that I first learned when I was on the Wizard product review, and it was released as a single trick, a download. So it was like it was DVD. It was a single trick DVD. And I was performing it for years, and a lot of people didn't know about it. And then he published it on his Penguin Live, and I've told anybody who'll listen that G's Penguin Live is the best Penguin Live that's ever been done, as far as I'm aware. So what is it? Well, basically, it's a very simple thing where you have somebody sign a card, okay? I mean, there's lots of different ways of doing it. There are a ton of different ways of doing it, but the simplest, I'm not going to go through them all. On his Penguin Live, he goes through a lot of advanced ways of actually doing this. But let's forget about this for a minute. He shows a card that's completely blank on both sides and folds the card up. The card can be examined. It is blank on both sides. It's folded up so you can see it is completely blank on both sides. It's signed, so you can see that the card is signed. So it's a blank card that's actually signed, and they hold it in between their hands. Somebody picks a card, and then whatever card they pick, when the signed card is unfolded, it's now printed front and back into the card that they just picked. So let's say they pick the 2 of hearts. They open it up, it's still signed, but now it's printed front and back. And remember, they examined it. It is blank. It is 100% blank. There is no ambiguity. They sign it while it's blank, and then all of a sudden it changes into their selected card. It is that strong. It is that direct. It's that powerful. And for me, this has been one of my favorite souvenir routines for many, many years. Because when you give this card away, even though it's really, in essence, just a signed card, there's nothing special about it. They remember that this card was blank when they signed it. This card was 100% blank. Absolutely. And then they sign it, and then it prints. I know, I've been doing this for probably about, 16, 17 years. And I know from having performed it for so much that people just come back and tell you about this over and over again. And I don't know anybody else that's performing this trick, you know, and this is what I talk about. I talk about originality and being original and doing stuff that nobody else is doing. You know, the amount of times I go to a gig and people go, oh, can you do it? Are you going to do it? I pull out a Sharpie and people are going to go, oh, it was at a wedding this weekend. I pulled out a Sharpie and they go, oh, you're going to do the thing where the X appears in my hand. I've seen that before. Well, no, I'm not. And the reason I'm not is because everybody does it, which is why you're talking about it. Something like this, nobody ever does. And it is so powerful. It has that sponge balls moment because the magic happens in the hands of the spectator. They are convinced they're holding this blank card and then it prints in their hand. It is phenomenal. G is a genius. And it is an incredible giveaway as well. It's an incredible souvenir. Okay, the final routine that we're going to be talking about today is a relatively new one. But I made the decision to include this on the list because it had such an impact on me and Ryland, and that is Lucky Stone by Luca Volpe and Alan Wong. I think Alan Wong created the actual stones. Luca Volpe had created the routine and the actual concept. So what is Lucky Stone? Well, basically, in essence, I'm going to show you at the end of this. I know all the other videos have been a performance of me doing it. I haven't got a performance of me doing this yet, but I have got an Instagram video of Ryland doing it. So you're going to see an Instagram video of Ryland doing this. And it's great. Basically, you have someone pick a card from a deck, shuffle deck, they pick a card. It's lost in the pack. And you bring out this lucky stone. It's got this beautiful little box that comes with it, and inside is a stone, beautiful black stone, sort of thing that you'd find at a beach that you'd skim. You bring out the black stone, and you tell them that they're going to drop it anywhere on the deck, on the spread. And they do, and they end up on one card, and you go, well, is that your card? And they go, no. And you go, here's the thing, I said this was a lucky stone. Turn it over, and now engraved in gold into this black stone is the name of their card. So if they pick this Jack of Hearts, there's a Jack of Hearts engraved into this stone. Looks absolutely wonderful. It really does. And I know that there's going to be magicians watching this that are going to go, well, that's a little bit simple. It's just a force, isn't it? It's just a force and it's just a revelation on the stone. But don't think about this like a magician. Think about this, the impact that it has on the spectator. This is really strong magic. It really is. They see the card engraved on the stone, but then as a kicker, you say, well, it's a magic stone. Tap the card 3 times. And they put it on this card, and it turned out not to be their card, but then they tap it 3 times, and when they turn the card over, now the card is actually the selected card. Which they then get to, the selected card is changed. It's all amazing. But then you can give the stone out as a souvenir. You can get refill packs of the magic stone, and they are very inexpensive. And I've bought 3 refill packs because I plan on doing this a lot. I think this is great. I think part of the thing when you're thinking about souvenirs and giveaways is doing something that's a little bit different, which is why I love stuff like cube and bottle. It's why I like stuff like liquid metal. It's why I like card tricks where the card changes, but in a way that people want to talk about it, like Inverto, like Look Sharp, like Lit, like Minibook Pro, like Magic Button. I like that sort of thing. And this is perfect because this is a stone that they've apparently examined at the beginning, and now they take it away and it's got their card engraved in it. They're going to keep that. They're going to show everybody. Ryland, he loves this trick just because he thinks the stone's cool. You know, other people are going to feel the same way as well. I love this. It definitely, even though it's almost brand new, it definitely makes the list as far as I'm concerned. Let's have a look at that Instagram video of Ryland doing it.
Okay, so I've got my dad behind the camera. Dad, just say stop.
Stop.
Okay, look at your card.
Got it.
That's your card. Okay, spread these cards out like that. Make sure they're all spread. I'm going to open up, and you can see that inside here I have my special stone. Okay.
Yeah.
Now all you're going to do is you're just going to say stop, and I'm going to drop the stone. Okay. Whenever you want to say stop.
Stop.
There. Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay. And we'll take all the other cards out like them, and all of these. So there's just one card left, this one.
Yes.
Now, with your card, 10 of spades.
No, it wasn't.
No. I'll tell you what, as I said, it was a special stone.
Right.
Just have a look on the other side of that stone quick.
What?
It's a two of hearts. Now, what's
That's
really
my
cool,
card.
That's really cool, isn't it? But if I go like this, 1, 2, 3, you can now see that the card is now the two of hearts.
So there you go, guys. That's another video in the bag. 10 routines that result in a souvenir or a giveaway that you can let the audience keep that I think really should go into your act straight away. Now it's over to you. I want you to let me know what you think. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Are there tricks on this list that I've missed off? Would you like to see another video on this subject? Because honestly, when I was doing my research, I must have come up with about 40 or 50 different options, and a lot of them really could have and should have made the list. In fact, I've been changing some round on here as I've been doing this video. So if you want to see another video, let me know. What's your favorite souvenir trick? I want to know in the comments down below. And you want to see more videos like this, like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment down below. Don't forget, if you haven't already done so, please join the Netrix. It's www.thenetrix.com. It's my online streaming platform, and every single fortnight we upload at least 5 new routines. So you got to be in it to win it. You got to go and check it out. You can go see what all the fuss is about. But either way, thanks for joining me on Magic TV. I'll see you soon. My name's Craig, and this is Magic TV.